They didn't break you. They transformed you. Not suddenly, not loudly, but quietly, silently, in the moments when no one was watching, when they lied, when they vanished, when they used you, when you trusted them more than you trusted yourself. Those moments didn't just hurt you, they rewired you. Because some lessons don't come from wisdom, they come from wounds. And if life has dragged you through pain, betrayal, confusion, and emotional chaos, then you've already entered a territory only a few ever reach. A territory people don't talk about. A territory that makes you see human nature with X-ray clarity. A territory called dark intelligence. Not darkness as in evil, but darkness as in depth, awareness, sharpness, perception, understanding. The kind of understanding you only gain after being misled, underestimated, or manipulated one too many times. Dark intelligence is born when the world stops being a story you believe and becomes a pattern you can read. It is not taught, it is awakened. And today, you're learning the 8 core traits that define people who carry this powerful, dangerous, silent form of intelligence. Trait 1. The quiet mind that sees everything you used to speak quickly. You used to explain yourself. You used to answer instantly. Not anymore. Your silence became your shield. Your stillness became your strength. People think quietness is weakness, but quietness is analysis. Quietness is observation. Quietness is strategy. A quiet mind notices micro-expressions. A quiet mind hears the tone behind the words. A quiet mind senses energy before behavior. You don't interrupt people. You let them talk. Because talking exposes intentions. Talking exposes motives. Talking exposes patterns. Dark intelligence starts here, not reacting fast, reacting right. And the one who reacts right never loses trait 2. Strategic mystery. The old you explained everything. Your plans, your goals, your fears, your dreams. The awakened you reveal nothing. People used to know what you were doing. Now they only know what you've done. Mystery isn't a game. Mystery is protection. Mystery is control. Mystery is leverage. You give people only 1 pixel, not the whole picture. Because when people know little, they predict little. And when they predict little, they control nothing. Your silence forces them to fill the gaps. And in those gaps, your influence grows. Mystery is not about hiding. It's about managing access. Trait 3. The emotional frost line you no longer bleed for people who wouldn't even bandage you. This is not coldness. This is clarity. You used to take things personally. Now you take them logically. You used to get triggered. Now you get curious. You used to fight to prove points. Now you conserve energy and protect peace. Because you realized something powerful. The person who controls their emotions controls the interaction. And the person who controls the interaction controls the outcome. Your emotional discipline terrifies people who survive on chaos, because they can't figure out how to destabilize you anymore. Dark intelligence is the ability to stay steady when others expect you to shatter. Trait 4. The art of detachment. Once you learn how to walk away, you become untouchable. Attachment made you loyal to the wrong people. Detachment freed you. Detachment didn't make you heartless. It made you wise. You learned. If something requires you to lose yourself to keep it, then losing it is the best decision you can ever make. You no longer fear losing. People, opportunities, approval, connections, relationships, social validation. Because you understand the rule, anything you fear losing will eventually own you. Detach, think, choose, Move, repeat. That's dark intelligence. Trait 5. Pattern recognition. People lie with words, but they never lie with patterns. Everyone has a rhythm, a cycle, a habit loop, a repeatable behavior sequence. Once you see the pattern, you predict the person. And once you predict the person, you control the interaction you've started noticing. How people speak when they want something. How they act when they're guilty. How they shift when they're insecure. How they withdraw when they're wrong. How they exaggerate when they're lying. How they joke about things they're hiding. How their tone changes when motives appear. Patterns don't lie. People do. Pattern reading is the heart of dark intelligence, because once you understand behavior, manipulation becomes visible. And when manipulation becomes visible, you become immune. Trait 6. Minimal social footprint. You used to be everywhere. You used to respond instantly. You used to make yourself available. Not anymore. Now your presence is rare. Your time is expensive. Your attention is valuable. You interact with fewer people, but in deeper ways, you keep your circle small, your conversations intentional, your energy protected. This isn't isolation. This is filtration. You filter out noise. You filter out chaos. You filter out emotional parasites. The world doesn't understand people who don't crave crowds. But dark intelligence thrives in focused solitude, because silence sharpens perception, space sharpens identity, distance sharpens truth. Trait 7. Straight line thinking. Most people think in loops. Overthinking. Worry, fear. Doubt, approval, seeking. You think in lines. Goal. Plan. Action. Outcome. You no longer waste motion. You no longer multitask your soul. You no longer scatter your mind. Your thinking became linear, precise, minimal, effective. You don't do more. You do what matters. Because you realized efficiency is louder than effort. Direction is louder than speed. Intent is louder than noise. Dark intelligence is the art of doing fewer things, but doing them with such accuracy that it looks like magic. Trait 8. X-ray. Perception of human nature. This is the final stage, the deepest stage, the stage that makes you truly different. You now see people in layers. Layer 1, what they show. Layer 2, what they hide. Layer 3, what they fear. Layer 4, what they want. Layer 5, who they really are. You hear the insecurity behind the joke. You sense the jealousy behind the compliment. You detect the tension behind the silence. You notice the lies buried in the details. You see the motive behind the kindness. Dark intelligence isn't negativity, it's clarity. You don't see people as good or bad. You see people as patterns, motives, fears, desires, and wounds. And this clarity gives you an advantage most people will never understand. The truth behind dark intelligence. Dark intelligence isn't about hurting people. It's about not letting people hurt you anymore. It's not about manipulation. It's about protection. It's not about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. You aren't becoming ruthless. You're becoming responsible with your energy. You aren't becoming distant. You're becoming selective. You aren't becoming detached. You're becoming unbreakable. People may think you changed. The truth is, you stopped letting the world drain you. You stopped being available for nonsense. You stopped being predictable. You stopped being naive. You stopped being accessible to chaos. You didn't become dark. You became aware. And awareness is dangerous to anyone who thrives in deception. Final message. If this spoke to you, if it awakened something inside you that you forgot you had, comment this: I choose strategy over emotion, because that sentence separates people who repeat their old wounds from people who rise above them. Stay quiet, stay sharp, stay detached. detached. Stay strategic. And remember, the most dangerous person in any room is the one who sees everything and says nothing.